exactly what just happened. I blew out the candle, and then all of a sudden, smoke. How can a candle produce flame and smoke? That would be like saying a candle can produce both space and stuff. That smoke happened because I blew out the flame. This is the first principle of nature. What is it? Well, it is comparable only with metaphors that don't quite get the idea across. But it's everything, it's everywhere. And how can it be both smoke and fire? This is my question to you. Why does nature reflect on its previous move? Think about the spiral. Think about the Da Vinci sequence. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Nature plays this polarity. Oh, it's ice. Oh, it's water. Oh, it's liquid. Oh, it's solid. These are phase changes within a greater system. But it's more than a polarity. It's kind of like past, future, present. Past, future, present. What distinguishes them? What just happened? I just blew out the flame and smoke filled the space. Transformation of energy is the currency of reality. Okay? So the spiral reaches inward, it pulls the center of itself to the outside and blossoms into a flower, for example. And now this flower is following these symmetrical patterns. And so, how is it doing that? Is the question. How is it? How does the seed transform into roots, a stalk, leaves, fruit, what have you. Yes, it's programmed to do so with genetics, but genetics don't explain the physical process by which a seed takes information from the nutrients in the soil and creates physical materials. No one knows how that happens. And so basically, it's just the transformation of energy. Human beings are like these quantum computer gods who take electromagnetic radiation from certain parts of the spectrum and turn it into colors and images and stuff. With our brains and our eyeballs, we create this whole world experience that we have out of nothing but energy. Energy is really all that exists. When you boil everything down, and really it's just the energetic tendencies of quantum fields are the only things that exist. It's just they behave in such complex ways that human beings end up emerging. And so, what's the point? The point is that I believe that what's happening with the seed is that it's conscious and aware, and that consciousness comes from somewhere, and that somewhere is just outside of the physical world. And the seed is reaching into that domain and pulling from it some kind of, it's a magical process. It blurs the lines between science and science fiction. Let's just put it that way. And that is how you get something from nothing, because nobody's able to answer that question. Where did the contents of the inflation after the Big Bang come from? A singularity. Okay, cool, bro. That's as good of an answer as any other answer. But it's like, for real though, where do these patterns actually come from? And the point is that your brain is basically a quantum computer that is a user interface for your consciousness. You can have more consciousness, less consciousness. You can have higher wave functions. You can have, you know what I mean? And the microtubules in your brain are living organisms. They blur the line between quantum and um, Newtonian physics. Because on one hand, your brain's just like a kind of necessary, kind of not meat sponge. But on the smallest level, these individual parts of it are communicating with each other to create the experience that is derived from energy. It's just your best guess. Everything you see, taste, touch, and smell and hear is just your best guess at what's going on. But language comes into play inevitably, and the explanatory powers that be um, take up all the brain functioning power. The mysterious thing about life is the fact that anything exists at all. Where the hell did it come from? Or did it always exist? How does something always exist? So, somehow, when the fire stops, the smoke happens. Watch. And this is the arrow of time. It's the spiral of the golden ratio that so many people talk about. And the thing is, spirals go outward. You know, if it goes inward, it gets to a point where it has to stop. If it goes outward into space, it becomes real. You know what I'm saying? So, the law of nature is that the transformation of energy is the currency of change in life and time. That it's the qualia, it's the zero to the one. You know what I mean? Information that's being shared so that the universe and the observer can update based on new combinations of complexity. You know what I'm saying? Ow, my foot hurts. Well, your foot sent that signal to your whole body. Now your whole body becomes aware of what's causing the foot to hurt and then sends that signal back down to your foot. Next thing you know, you move your foot. And so each part of the system interacts with the whole system. And this goes from microtubules in your brain that are like these little quantum geniuses and, the universe as a whole, or at least our boundary within it. Because the thing about infinity is there is no whole. At least, like, how if you perceived infinity, there would be nothing left to perceive. Well, I think the time has come.